Top 7 Muscle Cars That Made You Fall in Love with Cars. Welcome back to Vintage Wheels Chronicles. Today's episode is all about love at first sight, the 7 muscle cars that didn't just impress us, they made us car lovers for life. From big blocks to bold lines, these machines defined power, personality, and presence. Let's take a ride down memory lane with the cars that stole our hearts. 1. 1965 Ford Mustang GT. The moment you saw a '65 Mustang, something clicked. It wasn't just a car, it was a cultural icon on wheels. Sleek, sporty, and affordable, it was built to be everyone's dream machine. The long hood and short rear deck gave it instant attitude. It introduced the pony car concept that would change the game forever. The GT model offered dual exhaust, fog lamps, and sport-tuned suspension. Whether cruising down Main Street or tearing up back roads, the Mustang felt alive. Its V8 growl was like music to young enthusiasts. It became the symbol of freedom for an entire generation. Whether in red, white, or blue, it always stood for American muscle. Celebrities drove them. Teenagers dreamed about them. It starred in movies, songs, and posters. The Mustang GT wasn't just about speed, it had soul. You felt cool behind the wheel no matter who you were. It was the car your parents warned you about, and the one you secretly wanted. The interior was simple, but it felt like a cockpit. For many, it was their first real taste of performance. That sound, that stance, that spirit, unforgettable. Even today, the Mustang's legacy continues strong. But it all started in 1965, with one car that made the whole world fall in love. 2. Unario Jewish Chevelle SS. 454. The 1970 Chevelle SS 454 wasn't just a muscle car, it was a beast in disguise. On the outside it looked clean and classic, but under the hood lurked the 454 LS6, a monstrous big-block V8. With 450 horsepower and a fury unlike anything else on the street, it became a legend. It could tear up the quarter mile in under 13 seconds, shocking everyone who dared challenge it. The cowl induction hood was both functional and aggressive. Every time it opened up under acceleration, it let in more air and more attitude. The stripes, the wheels, and that rumbling exhaust made it instantly intimidating. It had a wide, muscular stance, like it was flexing at idle. Inside you had bucket seats, a horseshoe shifter, and pure 1970s swagger. The Chevelle SS became a symbol of pure American torque. It didn't pretend to be anything else. It was built to dominate. It wasn't just fast, it felt violent in the best way. Every rev shook your chest and lit your soul on fire. It was raw, unfiltered, and untamed. People still remember their first ride in a 454, like it happened yesterday. It made you crave more power, more burnout, more road. The Chevelle SS showed the world that muscle cars could be elegant and explosive. It was Detroit's mic drop, and for many the moment they saw one, they were hooked on horsepower forever. 3. 1969 Dodge Charger RT. Few cars scream American muscle like the 1969 Dodge Charger RT. Its long, fastback profile looked like it was speeding even when parked. With a 440 Magnum or optional 426 HEMI, it had more than enough bite to match its bark. The hidden headlights and wide grille gave it a sinister stare. The RT badge promised road and track performance, and it delivered. Inside, you had a driver-focused cockpit that felt like a racing office. The high-back seats, rally gauges, and wood-trimmed steering wheel oozed confidence. But the real love story started when the key turned. That deep V8 rumble wasn't just noise, it was a declaration of war. It became instantly iconic in TV shows like The Dukes of Hazzard. You didn't drive a Charger, you commanded it. It was long, heavy, and unapologetically bold. When you hit the gas, the rear tires screamed in excitement. It didn't care about handling, it cared about thrill. Every ride felt like a chase scene from a movie. The Charger didn't just turn heads, it made jaws drop. It wasn't practical, but that's what made it perfect. It showed that cars could have character and power. For those who loved rebellion and speed, the '69 Charger was love at first roar. And it still makes hearts race today. 4. 1977 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. The 1977 Trans Am wasn't just a car, it was a rock star on wheels. Thanks to Smokey and the Bandit, it became a pop culture legend overnight. With its black and gold paint, screaming chicken hood decal, and T-tops, it looked like pure attitude. The Trans Am had style for days and fans to match. Under the hood, it packed a 6.6-liter V8 that growled with authority. It wasn't the fastest, but it was one of the coolest. The shaker hood scoop trembled with every blip of the throttle. Inside, it felt like a cockpit built for outlaws. The machine turned every drive into an adventure. Whether you were speeding from the law or cruising into town, it felt right. The Firebird Trans Am wasn't just a car. It was a personality. It symbolized rebellion, fun, and a little bit of mischief. The gold snowflake wheels added just the right amount of flash. Kids put posters of it on their walls. Adults dreamed of driving one. It was loud, proud, and never subtle. When you saw one on the street, it felt like a movie moment. You couldn't help but smile when it passed. The Trans Am turned drivers into characters. It made you fall in love with the lifestyle of muscle cars. And it's still one of the most iconic rides of the 1970s. 5. 1971 Plymouth HEMI Cuda. The 1971 HEMI Cuda was Detroit's way of saying, "Don't mess with me." It had a short, wide stance and a face like a predator. Those 4 round headlights and aggressive grille made it look like it was ready to pounce. The HEMI engine underneath was no joke, 426 cubic inches of fury. With 425 horsepower and 490 pounds-feet of torque, it was a street-legal race car. The shaker hood literally moved with the engine's growl. It came in wild, high-impact colors, plum crazy, lemon twist, tor red. It wasn't built for comfort. It was built for dominance. The Cuda was Mopar's muscle masterpiece. On the drag strip, it embarrassed nearly everything. On the street, it drew crowds just by idling. The interior was Spartan but focused, just like the car's purpose. Everything about it screamed aggression and performance. It was a rare car even back then, which made it more desirable. Owners felt like part of a secret club, one with horsepower as its only rule. It was a pure, no-compromise expression of speed. The HEMI Cuda was scary, fast, and unforgettable. It wasn't just fast, it had presence. The second you saw one, you knew this was the one. For many, the '71 HEMI Cuda was their first and greatest muscle car love. Which one of these cars made you fall in love with muscle? Tell us in the comments. And if we missed your favorite, we want to know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that bell so you never miss another ride into American muscle car history. This is Vintage Wheels Chronicles, where the road never ends and the roar never dies.